Here's a little something which I never thought I would do, tell stories. Well, I kinda do tell stories to my baby daughter, but she looks at me, smiles, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't get it. She is 6 months old after all, but that's not the point. You're not 6 months old, are you? In case you are, go to mama and dada. Probably still. That's not important. What is important, my friends? Hi, welcome back as always. My name is Lazar, and today, my friends, I'm gonna tell you a cool story. Cool story, bro. Yeah, definitely, kinda. I hope it is a cool story. I think it's a cool story. It's also a true story. Well, most of it, that is. Now, back when I was a fledgling Tenno, I chose Excalibur as my starting frame. And you know what? I enjoyed my time with Excalibur. It was fun, it was dynamic, I was killing a lot of stuff. I didn't understand back at the time that what I was killing is level 1 and it didn't really matter. Okay, it was level 5, alright, it wasn't level 1, maybe 4, but again, that's not what is important. What was important is that I did enjoy Excalibur until I actually got the missions where stuff could kill me, which happened kind of often, and a lot. Now my friends pointed out, dude, chill out. There's no reason to be upset over dying in Warframe, but I have a Raider's background. I, before, was invested into World of Warcraft. And in World of Warcraft, I led a PvE guild, quite competitive back then. And dying in a raid was horrible, it was like the worst thing you could have done. You know, dying for no good reason. Now, of course, my friends tried to explain to me that's not the case with Warframe and nobody cares if you die and it's fine and relax, but I insisted. I said, listen, I don't want to die, alright? Leave me alone. I just don't like dying. Get me a frame or get me a weapon or let's fix this issue so I don't need to die. So, of course, the solution was mods and a brand new Warframe. Now, back then, I didn't know that the Warframes that we play are essentially the classes that we have. So some of my friends explained, this is what we gotta do, we're gonna get you the Rhino Warframe. Now, of course, Rhino sounded fantastic. You know, Rhino, it sounds imposing, you know? So leading the way, my friends got me that Rhino Warframe really quick. I don't think it lasted more than an hour to get all of the parts, you know, the blueprints that you needed to craft. But the problem was, back then I didn't understand I was supposed to save the little plat you get as a starter Tenno. You get a little bit of plat that you're supposed to save. I don't remember what I did with my starting plat. I wasted it on, I don't know what, but I did waste it on something. So of course one of my friends gifted to me a slot so I can actually use the Rhino Warframe. In came the next problem. I didn't understand that you need to wait this amount of time to actually get said item. Again, being used to World of Warcraft, it dropped, you got it, it's done, you can use it. That's not how it works in Warframe. You gotta wait, you gotta craft all the parts and then you gotta put them together in a blueprint and wait some more. So of course they also gifted me the plat to brush the thing. So yeah, did I mention that I have awesome friends? Or had awesome friends because they all quit and now they left me all alone with Sober. But that's not important. What is important, I managed to get my hands on the Warframe. And my first reaction was like, ew, brown. Because, you know, Rhino as a base is brown. It's pretty crappy if you think about it, right? All puns aside. And I didn't have any colors to make them look cool, like my friends had all this cool stuff on them. They had the capes on, and their shoulders were big, and they had big beefy legs, and I didn't have any of that stuff. I don't think I was mastery rank 5 or 6, something along those lines. So of course they stepped in again and gifted me a premium skin for Rhino. It was the Palatine. I think Broly Kenpachi, yes, Broly gifted to me the Palatine skin for Rhino. Because again, I didn't have any color palettes, I had the default colors, that's it. Because, did you know that Digital Extreme saw it fit to not include the color black? I am serious. They do not include the color black when you're a new Tenno as a customization option. That's just some low shit. Seriously, include the bloody color black. So I got the Palatine Rhino skin, and I also unlocked the base, the classic saturated pack, so I get access to all the basic colors, and I was so happy because finally I kinda looked cool. The next step, of course, modding out the Warframe and understanding how the Warframe works. And after all of that was done, I kinda grew to like Rhino, really like Rhino. Rhino became my, if I wanna get it done, I'll go with Rhino Warframe. That's a bit of a long sentence, but you get the point. If I was at any time in doubt that if I can survive or get something done, I would just grab Rhino. Later down the line, when I finally found out that there are these Prime Warframes, that they don't have the biggest of buffs, right? They just are slightly better than the normal counterparts, but they look a lot more amazing. And I don't know if you can tell this, but I am really about the subjective side, really about the looks, the aspects, the cosmetics in Warframe. So of course I immediately wanted to get Rhino Prime. I wanted Excalibur Prime, and then people explained to me that listen, there's no way you can get Excalibur Prime because there's like founders only, etc, yada yada. Getting Rhino Prime, however, was easier said than done, because back then in 2018 I think I got my Rhino Prime. The total cost of Rhino Prime was around 800 Plat. I legitimately don't know. Hold on. Let me check Warframe market to see how much Plat do you need to pay nowadays for a Rhino Prime. He hasn't been unvaulted very often from what I remember, but right now Rhino Prime set, wow, that is cheap, dude. No freaking way, like 200 Plat right now on PC. That's how much you gotta pay. There's a guy online right now for 195 Plat. Wow, amazing. In any case, back then it was around 800 Plat. It was a lot of Plat, and I had like 30 or 40 or 50. So I set out to do what any self-respecting tenor would do, get some Plat. Now I remember the way I made my Plat back then is doing vault runs and selling off the mods that I got. Fleeting Expertise, Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, Overextended. I made a lot of Plat selling those, but I didn't make enough. That was the issue. I needed around 800 Plat. I had something like 400, and I got that 400 Plat by grinding a couple of days. So it didn't really go all that fast. But to be perfectly honest, I never really cared that much about Plat. All I wanted from Plat was the essentials. I want my catalyst, I want my slots, and you know what? If I could get some nice deluxe skins, that would also be a bonus. But that's pretty much it. Never really felt the need for thousands upon thousands of Plat because I didn't really see the point. Back on topic though. I decided that, considering how much Plat I have, it would be a smarter idea to buy the vaulted relics and then do rad shares. I thought I was a genius. Pah! I'm gonna get Rhino Prime for only a fraction of a cost. So I bought a whole bunch of relics and I wanted to do rad shares. Now, little did I know that it's gonna be very difficult to actually find somebody to rad share with vaulted bloody relics. And Rhino Prime wasn't unvaulted for a really long time back then. So I only managed to get a couple of vault runs. And during those vault runs, I got the neuroptics, I remember. And I also got, what was it, the system or the chassis? Yo, the system, yeah, the system was really easy to get. So I only got those two parts, and I wasted about 200 Plat on buying the vaulted relics. Yeah. In hindsight, it wasn't the smartest of ideas because, again, I didn't manage to find the people that had the correct relics and wanted to do active rad shares with me. I changed the server from Europe to Asia to North America. I looked everywhere. That's how important to me Rhino Prime was. I wanted to get this Warframe. I thought it would be my end Warframe. How wrong I was, but that's not the point. What is the point? I went on to the trade chat. Giving up on the rad shares, I went on to the trade chat in the hope that maybe I can get a deal going with somebody, right? Maybe give them a ribbon in exchange for a blueprint or something like that. So I found a guy. That had the chassis and the blueprint. Now back then, the combination of chassis plus blueprint was 200 Plat. No, 400 Plat, my bad. I only had like 200 Plat remaining. So I explained to the guy my situation. Listen, dude, I got 200 Plat. I want this frame because I love it, blah, blah. I can give you this ribbon or something like that. But he was so cool about it. He said, dude, no problem. Forget about it. You can have them for 100 Plat. And he gave me the chassis and the blueprint for 100 Plat. And trust me, back then, that was market value. 400 Plat for the both of them. I think, what was more expensive? Yes, the blueprint was like something like 250 and 150 for the chassis. Again, it was another time and some other prices. He was such a cool individual. You know what? He even gave me tips. He told me how I should build Rhino. He told me a few cool tips and tricks about how to fashion frame him. He was really a cool guy. I still have him on my friends list though. Haven't talked to him in like forever because, you know, offline for 365 days. You get it? Yeah. Sadly, most of my friends list kind of evaporated. From back then, from before I did content for Warframe, that is. So I finally got all of the components I needed to make Rhino Prime, and man, I'll be honest with you, I was ecstatic. I was telling my friends, I had a few friends that would run missions with, dude, I got Rhino Prime, I got it for a steal, I paid 100 Plat for this, I'm gonna make it now, and tomorrow we're gonna do missions, we're gonna kill everything, it's gonna be awesome. And I made Rhino Prime, rushed it again. I asked for Plat from my friends so I could rush it. I could not contain myself, though. If you're a new player hearing this, do not rush your stuff. Trust me, there's no point. But yeah, I couldn't contain myself. I got the frame, and here's the thing. Well, he did look cool, because he does look cool. He was just Rhino. You get where I'm coming from? It was just Rhino. He didn't do anything more special than the previous Rhino. He just looked cooler. Definitely a lot cooler, but still, it was just Rhino. And the weird part is, my friends, I don't think I played Rhino Prime more than 2 days after that. I wanted him so much. I worked my arse off to get it. You know, I met a whole lot of cool people doing it too. I made a couple of friends doing rad shares as well. It was awesome. And you know what? While Rhino Prime himself wasn't really all that special, because he wasn't, what I took away from all of this is the friends that I made and the fantastic time that I had getting the Warframe. And now I'm in the position to tell you the story. Honestly, it was amazing, and I hope that you guys get to have at least as much fun as I did. Maybe for you it's not gonna be Rhino Prime, maybe you like something else. Maybe for you it will be something like Revenant Prime when the time comes, hopefully 2024 I think, Revenant Prime. So my friends, let me know in the comment section down below. You have a special frame or a special weapon or a special anything that you worked hard to get in Warframe and had fun along the way. And even though this will sound extremely corny because it is, the journey is a lot more important and a lot more satisfying from my humble point of view than the destination. As always, my name is Lazar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And please let me know if I should do more content like this or should I never ever do it again. Until next time, my friends. Bye bye.